Circles. Let's understand the parts of the circle with the help of this diagram, right? Here we have a circle whose radius is 5 units and the center is at origin. Okay, so that is the center, and every point on the circle is same distance away from the circle, right? All these points are same distance away from the circle, correct? And the distance between center and any point on the circumference is called radius, right? So that is one thing to understand. This is the radius. So radius is a line segment that goes from center of the circle to a point on its circumference, correct? So that is the radius. And when we say radius, we also mean length of this segment, right? So we can say, well, this is the radius going from O to point A, right? And the length OA is the radius of the circle, right? So when we say radius, it means both the things. One, it may mean distance of any point on the circumference of the circle from the origin, or a line joining center to a point on the circumference of the center. Now let me tell you what is circumference first. Circumference is a boundary of a circle, right? So this boundary of the circle, the outside boundary of the circle, is called circumference. So let me show it like this. Circumference is the boundary of the circle, right? So when you say find circumference, it means find the length of this circle, right? The boundary or the perimeter of the circle, okay? Diameter. Now diameter is a line segment that runs from one side of the circle, like this, through the center to the other side. So any line which goes from one side through the center to the other side will be the diameter, right? Like this is also a diameter, going from one side through the center to the other side, right? As drawn here, we'll say the diameter is this, right? And the length of this segment is called the length of the diameter, right? Normally we'll write D for diameter, R for radius, okay? So that is the diameter. Well, if we join 2 points on the circumference, right, but they may not go through center, right? They may or may not go through center, like this shown here, right? Let's say this point is P and this point is Q. So that is called a chord. So chord is joining any 2 points on the circle, right? So diameter is also a chord. Diameter is the longest chord, in fact, right? So if I move this point P different places, all will be my different chords, right? I can bring P closer to Q, so that will also be a chord from here to here. I can take P from here to the other side, right? I can also join a line from Q to O and extend it to meet on the other side. So that will be a diameter and also a chord, okay? So that's the chord. Now, whenever you make a chord, then the section of the circumference is called an arc. So this is an arc. And important to note here is that there are 2 arcs, right? If I am considering this chord, then one arc is the smaller one and the other one is that bigger one, right? So every time when you draw a chord, it divides the circumference into 2 parts, right? So both are arcs. One may be smaller, one may be bigger, correct? If I consider diameter as my chord, then we have semicircles. Do you see that? Half of the circle is called semicircle. And those arcs will be both of same length, correct? So that is how we can see some parts of a circle, correct? And I hope you understand and appreciate. And we are going to use these terms again and again to do most of the problems relating circles. Thank you.